Time to start up another big truck because it's a heavy haulage model from WSI. This one is a Volvo FH4 Globetrotter 8x4 and it's paired with 9 axles of trailer and it's in the colours of the Austrian company Prangl. This is a limited edition model and it comes in the standard WSI packaging, and after some flash knife work we can lift the lid and get the model parts out. The trailer comes in 3 parts, which is the gooseneck, the 6-axle trailer and a 3-axle dolly. And to keep us busy, there are also 2 bags full of small parts. An instruction sheet is included with the model and it covers the features of the Broshuis trailer. And it deals with all the different configurations of the model, not just the one in this box. On the other side of the sheet, it's nice to see some information about the real trailer. To assemble the trailer, we'll join up the dolly to the gooseneck first, and there's an interlocking connection which you make with a steel pin. One tip to help to make it easier to get the steel pin in is to use a screwdriver to line up the holes properly. Once that's done, we can use the tool that's provided, and you can see here it's magnetic to keep the pin on, and then the pin can be pushed through the connection. After that, we join up the tractor and the trailer, and clunk-click does the trick. There are various marker boards supplied, and these are 2 short ones, which represent a retracted position, or you can use longer ones for when there's a wide load on board. Starting underneath the Volvo, and it's an 8x4, and as usual it's very detailed. All of the transmission is there, as is the gearbox. There's an exhaust box and different tyres front and rear. Up on the roof there's a nice beacon light bar and also nice little stub aerials. The roof light is solid, and in front of that there's the Prangl name. The front looks particularly impressive with the chromed mirrors and nice sharp graphics. But what really stands out is the excellent chrome grille. More graphics and a number plate add to the detail. On the side of the cab, the decoration is very striking with a big stripe, and in fact all of the graphics look great, and if we go into super zoom, even the smallest ones are very sharp. Other details, including the wheels, are also particularly good. This is a heavy truck, so it's got an equipment tower at the back, and that's nicely modelled, and there are also coiled lines. The high standard of detailing follows through to the rear, where there is Volvo on the mud flaps. The trailer is high capacity and the real one is made by Broshuis, and the model is robustly made with lots of metal on the underside. The gooseneck has got twin spare wheels and a toolbox, and there's also lots of detail along the edge. Let's go into super zoom and we can see small dials and other graphics. The trailer wheels are nicely detailed, and there's a stripe down the deck edge, and a very nice Broshuis graphic. With the trailer extended, the spine beam has also got a stripe, and there's Broshuis printed on the mud flaps. The trailer deck is all metal with various textures, and there are tie-down loops moulded in the casting. At the back of the trailer, the high standard continues with beacon lights and graphics, and tiny lights sit at the end of stalks. We begin by looking at the linked steering on the Volvo, and as you can see the angle achieved is quite restricted. As on the Cranes etc. test track, the model rolls well in a straight line, but let's give it a try with a steering lock on. And as you can see it does move through a curve, but it's very shallow. Get that cab tilted! Okay, no need to shout. The cab does tilt well on the model, and that lets you see the detailed Volvo engine underneath. Moving on to the trailer, and the wheels have independent suspension on each axle. And on the 6-axle module, the rear 4 axles steer, and they steer proportionally. On the 3-axle dolly, the steering is parallel. Rolling the 2 modules individually, and they roll nicely in a straight line. And it's nice to test out the springy suspension. It is firm, but with a good range of movement. Also performing very well is the steering, and the model engineering in this area is high quality. With the trailer fully configured, it rolls nicely, and as an option you can also unscrew and lower the front landing legs. Let's test the whole trailer hooked up to the tractor and steering, and it poses well and moves in a nice curve. Another feature on the gooseneck is that you can adjust the height. So using that feature you can make sure that the dolly wheels are properly grounded. The other major feature of this trailer is that it is extendable. There's a large extension between the modules and a shorter extension at the gooseneck. Let's do a dim check and see the overall length of the extended trailer, and it's about 25 inches or 63 centimetres. As another option, here is a short 6-axle trailer, and we're fitting deck posts. There are lots of them, and the fit is quite good. You can also extend the width of the trailer deck by pulling out the beams and adding spanning timbers between them. Let's try a couple of loads, and the first is a precast concrete crosshead. And for something even more impressive, we can add on a precast concrete beam. And both of these make impressive looking displays. This is another very impressive heavy haulage model by WSI. The Volvo FH4 looks great in the Prangl colour scheme, and the overall model looks great if you put a suitable load on it. It is a really nice combination of detail and functionality, and overall this model is rated as excellent.